of anthropomorphism versus anthropodenial and their examples in the Pod Animal Studies group, Kaleidoscope of Butterflies. My name is Allie St. John.
I'm Jade Parker.
And I'm Deelan Wellman.
And with Deelan, we will be presenting on anthropomorphism and their examples. So first we have the humanities category.
All right, we're going to start off with the movie Brave, which ties into the humanities category. The movie focuses on the main character, Meredith, or orange curly hair, and her mother becoming a bear. The movie's themes revolve around family, trust, and the coming of age. This heartwarming story of a legend around bears can cause viewers, perhaps children, to let their guards down around wild animals, like the bear, due to the maternal and loving portrayal of Meredith's mother as a bear. In the movie, many of the characters, like the brothers and the mother, becoming bears, and they look so cute and cuddly. But in real life, if you were to go up and cuddle a baby bear, there would be some consequences in return. Do not cuddle a random bear in the wild.
In the social sciences category, we have the political symbols of the donkey and elephant within the Democratic and Republican parties. The use of the elephant as a symbol for the Republican Party originated in the late 1800s. As Republican soldiers returned from the Civil War, they would refer to their combat as seeing the elephant, sparking the phrase and symbol to later become the trophy of the party. With a lack of awareness of the elephant's calm nature, it can be assumed that the elephant provoked fear and power, as it was such a large, scary creature. The donkey's significance originated in 1828 during the presidential campaign of Andrew Jackson, as his opponents referred to him as a jackass. He claimed this name and used a donkey within his campaign. Later on, a political cartoon solidified the symbol and connected the Democratic Party to the donkey. Both of these instances use animals to portray human-like characteristics and connect an animal to the human construct of political parties. These have influenced the perception of these animals and can contribute to the misunderstanding, as they are not seen as individual animals separate from the Democratic and Republican parties.
That's interesting. With the natural sciences category in particular, we have this infographic on global warming. This is an example of anthropomorphic pathos, which shows the Earth with human-like characteristics, with the planet emotionally in distress, and the Earth depicted as a human with eyes, a mouth, arms, and the ability to feel hot. Humans can empathize with this image, which therefore elicits actions such as advocacy in this particular category. This image aims to provoke those feelings of empathy in humans in order to focus on climate change, as well as those efforts which can be made to prevent future environmental disasters, as shown in this image. With that, we also have the category of anthropodenial. And to start us off with that, in the humanities category, we have Deelan.
All right, so we start off with the Lion King, which ties into the humanities category. The lion Scar is one of the main characters. He is portrayed as a villain in The Lion King through his unkempt appearance, personality, behavior, and more. Scar is one of the main characters, which is portrayed as the bad guy / villain. Many watch this movie because it's a children's movie and don't understand the actual perception of lions, which are usually dangerous to approach, but have positive behaviors too. In most of the movie, he tries to take over as king, and his behaviors are usually bad ones, as he controls the hyenas and tells them to do bad things. Scar has a special personality, and anthropodenial uses to deny the lion's abilities to have positive behaviors, especially when compared to anthropomorphized Simba. By comparing the two, it is shown that the movie provides a personality for Scar that is similar to a villain rather than a good guy.
In the social sciences category, we can find anthropodenial in astrology. Astrology is a type of divination that involves the forecasting of earthly and human events through the observation and interpretation of the fixed stars, the moon, the sun, and the planets. These are divided into zodiacs, represented primarily by animals. Individual zodiac signs have personality traits and qualities associated with them. So, when someone sees a Taurus as a bull, the sign is associated with being stubborn, jealous, and lazy. This assumption is placed on humans and their symbol, the bull. Since the bull is the face of the Taurus zodiac, people assume that they have these qualities as well. Consequently, the animal may be mistreated and misunderstood as these qualities are associated. Without proof of these social constructs of stubbornness or jealousy, there is denial of the bull's true characteristics.
We also have the natural sciences category, and with that I will be talking about a experiment, a toxicity experiment in particular, conducted in 2019 on beagle puppies 6 to 8 months old. This took place in order to test on these animals and how this particular experimental drugs affected those animals, probably for humans. The experiment involved the procedure of removing the animal's vocal cords, injecting them with experimental drugs, and dissecting them. Humans would not morally regularly dissect and perform gruesome experiments, surgical procedures, or any sort of cruel injection on another human. So without the socially constructed idea of this consent, what makes it okay for humans to perform those procedures on dogs? Or any other animal for any scientific reason? What makes it morally acceptable? This experiment was conducted particularly for science in order for researchers to test those experimental drugs, and the consequences of that experiment has been the lives that were lost, those dogs' lives that ended because of that. What we learned in this assignment. So the differences between anthropomorphism and anthropodenial in these media examples, and yeah, segued into that.
Yeah, I feel like we learned that anthropomorphism and anthropodenial are used in our everyday lives, and sometimes we get confused between them two.
Right, and what necessarily we overlook them.
Yes.
And we don't, when they're used in our everyday lives in movies, and we don't notice them. And I think that's very interesting. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I think it can harm animals through mistreatment and also humans through the mistreatment of animals because we can be harmed by the animals.
Right, and sometimes it can even lead to good changes and consequences, like with the infographic on climate change.
Right.
So I think those are important things to add on that we learned in this assignment. With that, we compared the anthropomorphism category and the anthropodenial category with me, Allie,
Jade.
And Dylan.
Thank you for tuning in.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.